Oh yeah, back to the Briones Pickleball Podcast. What is going on, Mr. Caden?
What's up, squad?
Welcome back to the Briones Pickleball Podcast. Today we got a Christmas edition or Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate.
I celebrate both because I'm Jewish and Chinese. So, get to celebrate Hanukkah and Christmas. But we do only have a Christmas tree today, so maybe next year we'll do the menorah.
Hey, maybe. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to all of you. And so we're going to start it off with a little Christmas tree lighting here.
Oh, shoot.
All right, Caden?
All right.
Before that, we want to thank all of you. As 2023 comes to an end, as you know, we've had a whole year of instruction, 2-day intensives, Instagram shorts, I don't know, everything. And you followed us, the both of us, as Caden has been on the tour, playing tournaments, it's entertaining the masses. We just want to thank all of you for listening, chiming in. We're going to be answering some questions, strategy questions, technical questions towards the end of this podcast today. But Merry Christmas. Hopefully you all have a great time with your family and friends.
Absolutely. Yeah. Jordan said it perfectly. This is our last podcast of the 2023 season.
Mm-hmm.
So we cannot be more thankful for you guys for tuning in and week out. And without further ado, let me think of a quick Christmas song to start singing as we do our first annual Briones Pickleball Podcast.
I didn't know
tree lighting.
I didn't know that we were doing a song.
You got any songs in mind?
God, you got it. You got it. Let's go.
Off the top of my brain, shoot. Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year. What?
Let's go.
Yeah. Anyways,
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Oh,
really exciting stuff for us.
there we go. There's applause. All right. So if you're just listening by audio, we just have a little Christmas tree here. We just had our lighting. So welcome, everybody. Welcome.
That's right. First ever annual.
There you go.
Briones Pickleball Podcast tree lighting ceremony.
There you go. Before we get on to all the good stuff, we just want to shout out all of our sponsors. Selkirk.
Well, that's a short list, but yeah, for right now, hey, thank you, Selkirk.
For right now, we're actually talking to some others, but if you like to sponsor this podcast or you know someone who would like to, go ahead and shoot us an email or something.
Perhaps maybe a boba sponsor?
Yeah, or maybe not a drink. What is it called? Hydration sponsor.
Yeah.
But today we have some Christmas bobas.
We do.
Leave a comment below if you know what boba is or have had it. If you don't, then you're probably live in a very, very interesting area where there's no boba that exists,
Yeah, honestly, living in San Francisco my whole life and then moving to Arizona, I was like, oh man, there's not going to be any good boba, but I've been proven wrong.
All right.
I've been proven wrong. And I don't know what you brought me today. Oh, taro milk tea.
Taro milk tea. Let's go.
But dang, let me tell you.
All right. So Selkirk, thank you again for this whole year, providing us paddles that we use, attire and everything. You're awesome. And we did the Christmas tree lighting. Caden, you are dressed a particular way today.
Hi, everybody. Hi. Yeah.
What is all right, Caden. So where are you going to after, Caden? Where are we going, dude?
I have myself a very nice date. No, I'm just kidding. No. I lied. Okay, no. First and foremost, okay. Jordan was hating on my outfit here. He says I look like a Korean pop star. To be fair, I do have very thick Asian straight hair, so it's not going to be all curly and wavy like some. So, I actually did get a haircut yesterday, which I think is a main factor of why I look so Asian right now. But
except, beside putting off your face.
Well, I mean, I got like a little taper fade, like I feel like that's, a very just like basic hairstyle. And then, from there I kind of just did whatever my hair felt like doing this morning. But yeah, today is the Orchard Cup final. So
Orchard Cup Tuesday night pickleball final.
Gotta look good,
Yeah, let's go.
Every Tuesday night pickleball that I haven't played, I've always got dress up fairly nice.
Actually, let's talk about this, Kaden, because
gotten a lot of compliments.
Yeah, you played the semifinals of the Orchard Cup last week, and why don't we just give a little quick rundown on maybe how that went?
Do we have to?
Okay. Well, they didn't win.
We didn't win. It was a little tough. I actually felt pretty good in my mixed quarter. We just kind of fell down early on. And unfortunately, I kind of had a game plan going into it, and I don't think all of us were kind of on the same game plan. So I had a game plan, and it just didn't go according to plan, I guess. Sure. So
is that something that maybe you could have? Did you guys have like a team meeting before? And by the way, for those of you listening, the Orchard Cup, they're doing a pro league here in Arizona. Caden and his team made it to the semis. He actually was teamed up with Pesa, Teoni, and in men's, and you played mixed too.
Played mixed with Jess Wilcox.
And who did Pesa do with?
Pesa played with Krista.
Okay, Krista. So they just fell short, but tonight is the final, or can I say the grand finale of the Orchard Cup. And we'll go over some predictions, and we're going to talk about a little bit. But yeah, I was going to ask you, Kaden, is there anything going into that kind of like, we can call it, right? A little bit like kind of like MLP style, right?
Yeah, in a way.
The team, but what could you have done differently on execution, or even like for those of who have watched, like what do you think that you how can you communicate with your team better?
Yeah, I just think we weren't all entirely on the same page. Like I said, I kind of scripted a plan that I liked. And so I really felt comfortable in what we were doing. We just didn't really execute that well. And there were a couple of situations I wish we just could have done a little bit differently. So in my first mixed quarter, like I said, I was feeling pretty good, and we were going to make a substitution. And so I was warming up the woman, Krista, our other woman, Krista, and I was warming her up because I was getting ready to play with her. And I don't know who on the sidelines decided to make an executive decision and substitute both me and Jess out. And so I can't lie, I was pretty pissed off. I think just like as a competitor, you don't ever want to be, taken out of the game.
Yeah.
But also that being said, like I said, I had a game plan, and I really like Krista's better side is the right side regardless. So I kind of just warmed her all up and was ready to play, and then kind of got subbed out. And, if I was playing crappy, like I would have 100% been like, hey, not my day, take me out.
Yeah.
But I felt good out there. And so when whoever made that decision was just like, oh, like, let's just throw this quarter. We're down 6. Like, let's put both people in after I had warmed up with Krista, and then Pesa was just standing there on the sidelines. Everyone was kind of just like, wait, what? And so I was pretty heated for a minute, and then I had to kind of just like refocus my mind and everything like that. And it was just hard. Like I got to play maybe 10 points, and then I didn't play until the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it was just kind of tricky.
Yeah. So for that, on the Orchard format, there's 2 ladies, 2 guys, and there is the 2 mixed matches, and then a women's match, and then a men's match, and then there's like a dream, or what do they call it?
They call it a match breaker.
Match breaker. It's kind of like a dream breaker in MLP, where they play singles out for the match win. So Yeah, but we'll be seeing Caden back next year in the Arizona Pickleball League.
Starting back up in March.
There you go. And yeah, we're going to let's just quickly go over the finalists here.
Yeah.
And I know for those of you who don't watch the Tuesday night pickleball, some of these guys are actually playing in the pro PPA and APP. So we're
all of them actually.
Oh, all of them. Okay. Most of them, right?
Like 98% of them.
Okay. So the two teams that actually made it is Peoria Pythons and the Gilbert Gladiators, and it is tonight. So Caden, that's why he's dressed up like this. Huh? There you go. But he's headed directly to the final. So if you're listening to this today and you don't want to get spoiled, actually, if you're listening to this today, it already came out. So
yeah, I will let you know now, guys. I am not broadcasting tonight, so
yeah. Caden usually broadcasts, but
I'm just a visitor.
Just a visitor today. All right, so game one is gonna be
this is game two. Game two.
Oh well, it's just
there we are.
Okay, so game one we got Patrick. How do you say his name? Last name? Kauka. And what is Mercado's first name?
Lauren.
I knew that.
Mm-hmm.
I know that. Sorry about that, Lauren. Yeah, so Lauren and Patrick versus now you're going to have to help me with that name right there.
Candelaria.
Yeah, Candelaria. And also Augie. We just had Augie on the podcast. He's in the final of this Arizona Pickleball League. Obviously, he's a good friend of ours, a lefty.
Personally, MVP of the season.
Oh, wow. So
MVP of season 2.
So if you haven't seen that podcast with Augie, then go ahead and watch it. But he may be in some of our future videos too. He was in a couple in the past, and yeah, he's definitely made huge waves here this year.
For sure, hell of a guy, hell of a player, that's for sure.
There you go. Okay, game 2. Oh, so really quick, win probability.
This is based off of Duper. This
is really interesting.
Yeah.
So I actually would go so 75% 0.2 for the Pythons. Caden, I'll take Augie in this one.
So
let's do a little let's see who
this is like one of those things where looks can be deceiving. And I think Ashley's Duper is fairly low just because she didn't really play that many tournaments this year. They also did kind of do her kind of dirty in that photo. I'm not going to lie. Love you, Ashley. You're my favorite Australian person ever because you're the only person from Australia that I know. I didn't just say that. Anyways, I am actually going to put my money on Ashley and Augie as well. I think the biggest thing is the women here, depending on how Lauren plays and how Ashley plays, is going to be the difference maker. I think Augie, I would take Augie over Patrick just off of my brain now.
So that's interesting. You say that, but I actually say how the guys play is well, because if Patrick is hot, dude, it's gonna be
tougher for sure. I agree. But Lauren has had her ups and downs, and Ashley has played fairly solid this year. So I think if Lauren plays well and Patrick, like you said, is on fire, it could be.
Yeah,
it could be huge. I think it could be a landslide. Okay. If Ashley plays as solid as she's been playing, and same with Augie, I think Ashley and Augie take us.
All right. Well, team rating of 11.92 and 11.37. All right. Game number 2, we got Rachel. Is it Retger?
It is
Retger and Michael Lloyd, and actually Michael Lloyd, another buddy of yours, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All 4 of these guys that are on these teams are good buddies of mine.
And then what's her first name, Butler?
Ariel.
Okay, Ariel. I haven't seen her play too much, so
she has a very interesting looking game, but she's great. She's good.
All right. Well, and Craig Johnson, shout out to Craig. So Caden, you've actually played tournaments with both of these guys.
Yeah. So
in the PPA, had some success there, so both of their games very, very well. Man, who are you taking here, Caden?
It's hard to bet against my guy Craig Johnson.
I'm gonna go Michael and Rhett.
Are you?
I'm going Michael and Rhett.
You know what? I'm gonna mix things up. I'll go Craig and Ariel. Just for shoots and gigs.
Okay. All right. So there we go. That is game number 2. Game number 3 is going to be the women.
Yes.
So we got Mercado, Retger, Butler, and Candelaria. Is that right?
That's pretty good.
Okay.
That was pretty good.
So on this one, oh man, I'll take the crowd. I'll take Mercado and Retger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take Butler and Candelaria again.
There we go. Last game, and this is gonna be the one they save the guys for last. And let's see here. Last but not least, this is gonna be interesting game here.
Mm-hmm.
It's Lloyd and Kauka, and Johnson and Guh. I don't know, man. This is gonna be tough, but I can't bet it.
Do you know what happened the last time these guys played?
Oh, who won it?
Well,
there was a sub.
No. No. Gilbert went undefeated, and they actually beat Peoria in straights, which means they won both mixed and they won both women's and men's. So I think it'll be a better match than it was the first time.
Yeah, but
I think my money is on Craig and Augie. They both they love playing together. They're starting the year together next year. They're playing January and February together.
You know what's interesting? This is a battle of the firepower versus battle of just like grinding pickleball.
Yeah.
I mean that. So we're gonna see. Guys.
Depends on how hot Michael and Patrick will be.
Yeah.
I mean, if they come out hot, like that's a dangerous team, But
and guys and ladies, stay tuned. Okay. Actually, Michael Lloyd, Patrick Gauka, we actually have some future material coming out with those guys. I don't know if you remember.
Oh yes, yes we do.
Yeah. So stay tuned. We got some cool,
exciting stuff.
Cool, exciting stuff. And for the new year as well, as we go into 2024, we have a lot of exciting content plans, a lot of cool stuff for everybody. So make sure you subscribe to this channel. Right. Make sure
subscribe,
you
follow,
keep sharing our stuff. And by the way, on Spotify, on whatever app you are, if you could just give us that nice 5-star rating.
Because why not?
If you want to be a 5.0, give us 5 stars. Okay, that's how it works around here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. So here we go. Now that's it. So I'm going Augie and Craig there as well. And I don't know, Kaden, what are you doing this year for Christmas, man? What are your plans here?
I'm actually going home tomorrow, which is Wednesday, the 20th, for my dad's birthday.
All right.
So I'm going to hang out with the old man, make him feel like he's the most special person on the planet. And then I'm going to hang out with him from the 20th to the 24th. I'll celebrate kind of Christmas and Hanukkah with him.
You guys really celebrate Hanukkah? Like, really?
Kind of.
Oh, okay.
I used to when I was younger, but that was when my aunt was still alive. So, used to do that every year on Christmas Eve. But ever since she passed, we kind of haven't really followed tradition, so sorry, Auntie Sharon. That's on us. But Christmas and kind of Hanukkah with my dad on the 24th, and then I do Christmas with my mom on the 25th with all of my cousins, and and all that shenanigans. But it's actually kind of funny that I brought this up because I've been getting this question a lot, and this is the first time that I did this year. But on my Scorchers jersey, I actually put Lee Nemeth on my jersey.
Yeah.
And that honestly was confusing a ton of people. So for those of you that don't know, I'll just explain this really quickly. Lee is my middle name. Nemeth is my last name. All right. Now, my mom's maiden name is Lee. And when she married my dad, this is pre-divorced. But I can't believe I just joked around about my parents' divorce. But anyways, my mom didn't take my dad's last name, so she always kept the last name of Lee. And whenever she would help out with my with my school and whatnot, they'd always have to be like, "Oh, Joe-san, Nemoff, mama," which is just like, "Oh, good morning, Miss Nemoff," and my mom would always be like, "It's not Nemoff, but okay."
Oh, I got it.
But anyways, I put Lee on my jersey this year to kind of honor my mom, just because I love my mom, But what's really cool about the Lee name is she has sisters. She has 2 sisters and a brother, and they all had kids. But her and her sisters all had to give their kids their husbands' last names. So they decided, hey, what if we all gave our kids the middle name of Lee? So all of my cousins and myself included have the middle name of Lee. So it's not really even just honoring my mom, but it's honoring my papa, which is my grandma, my gong, which is my grandpa, who I never really got to meet. But anyways, and then all of my cousins as well.
Wow. So it's a Lee family.
It's a Lee family.
You know whose other last name is Lee? Bruce.
Yeah, he's my cousin.
Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah, he's my first cousin.
Yeah. He's my second.
No, I'm serious.
Oh, dude. Can you imagine prime Bruce Lee on the pickleball court?
Bro, just think about it, bro. Just think about it, okay? My middle name is Lee, and I was born 2001. I'm year of the dragon, all right? And if you're trying to tell me I'm wrong, I'm not, because I'm January 5th, okay? I promise you, I'm Asian. I know this stuff. But I'm year of the dragon. Actually, year of the golden dragon. I apologize. And I'm a Lee. Tell me Bruce Lee's not my cousin right now. Tell me I'm wrong.
Bruce Lee's not your cousin.
Oh.
Okay. All right, here we go. We're going to hop right into your questions, everybody. Yeah, we're super excited for the new year, 2024. Thank you for that background.
2023 flew by.
Yeah, it did.
Honestly, it flew by.
It flew by like a bird. And Kaden, thanks for asking me what I'm doing. I'm just staying here.
I didn't get to it. Hold on. Hey, Jordan, what are you doing for Christmas?
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem.
So what I'm doing is actually I'm staying in town, staying in the AZ temp, and my parents are coming here soon. My mom's already here, but my dad's coming soon. We're going to have a nice little...
Nothing like getting into the Christmas spirit by looking at the Arizona desert,
Dude.
There's no snow out here.
Dude, AZ... Oh, like you're going to see snow in like Bay Area.
No, but I'll see rain.
Okay. So it was a nice, warm 73 today, dude.
Yeah, but
it's beautiful
out here.
It's beautiful. So we're spending it here with the family, presents, things like that. And yeah, that's me. But looking forward to 2024, looking into 2024, leave us a comment below if any of our videos or content or anything have impacted you in any way. We would love to hear from you. And if you watch and maybe you never comment on our videos or you never like our videos.
Yeah, what the hell?
Just hey, for the first time ever, leave a comment below. Say something nice.
Yeah.
If any of our videos have helped you out, we're here for you.
I personally would love to know, and you guys can tell me in the comments, but I would love to know what you're asking Santa for Christmas this year.
Oh, leave a comment below on that.
Yeah. I personally am asking Santa to make me better about cussing because supposedly that pisses some people off. So if that pisses you off, don't worry, everybody. I'm going to be a changed man next year. I'm going to be turning a new leaf.
So check this out. We got changes coming in 2024. Caden's growing up.
Well, yeah.
You know?
I turned 23 next year, bro. What the heck? That's crazy.
Bro, 23 is very young.
No, bro. I swear. I'm like, no, I can't. I don't qualify as like a kid anymore.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, most people I do.
I get used to it, dude.
Still,
I get used to it. Yeah. All right.
Don't worry, I'm still 22. I'm good.
Yeah, no worries. Again, leave a comment below if our content has helped you out at all. We really appreciate each and every one of you. If you have any content ideas, if you are just an idea or content creator junkie and you you just have some ideas for our content, where we can go besides instructional, which we're going to keep bringing to you to help better you in your game, go ahead and leave us a comment.
Bang.
Last thing below, if we have developed a team of coaches here at Briones Pickleball. So if you want to get coached from your phone, where you get to record footage and then send that in, and then our team could analyze it and give you feedback for your game. Go ahead and check the link below, My Pickleball Coach. And lastly, Caden, you and I are going to be doing more intensives next year.
Bang! Yeah, we are.
Yeah, so 2-day intensives. Obviously, I understand it. You've probably heard of it if you've been listening to our podcast. But seriously, if you would like to really level up your game in 2024, it's investment for you and for your game. But if you really want to get on a path and have a top coach, me or Caden, to really analyze your game, break it down piece by piece, it is a very good option. Because you just don't know what you're gonna get nowadays. You know, Caden, sure. there's thousands of coaches now, and actually, I think I could say that there's a lot, right?
Too many.
So there are a select few really good coaches out there, but sometimes it's hard to navigate that. If you're really serious about your game, go check out the link below. We're gonna hop into your questions, everybody.
Let's go.
Also, for our next Q&A, we're also going to for our next Q&A, leave or click the link below if you want to drop in some comments. But here we go, Kanan.
Let's do it.
Here we go. We got our first question here. I don't want to put this music back on.
Yeah.
I gotta see. I gotta put on these headphones.
Some musica.
Yeah.
All right, he's putting the headphones. Do you want? Okay. Well, you know what? We're back to the headphones.
Yeah. You know, it's you know what? I should have got some Christmas music in here.
I know.
Okay. But you know what? It's okay. All right. First question. You know, not too loud, but first question comes, the names aren't on here, Caden.
Okay.
But the first one says, with the game evolving and more firefights and speed ups from the yellow zone and sometimes even red zones, what are some of the tells to look for? I find it very difficult to anticipate speed ups, especially those coming to my dominant shoulder. Caden Imhoff. That's a really good question.
That is a really good question. And my simple answer is, first things first, always have to have the mindset of anticipation for speed up, which means when you're playing, whether you are trying to hit the ball hard or trying to hit the ball soft, the ball that you are going to be receiving back should always be pace, which basically means just tell yourself in advance that every ball is coming fast until it doesn't.
All right. So I like that. Obviously, yeah, expecting the expected, actually, right? In higher levels, everyone's speeding up the ball from lower and lower contact points. The other tells, to specifically answer that question, the tells, one of them is going to be that paddle tip.
Yep.
Paddle head, like the tip of it down. You're going to see that. Another tell is maybe somebody leaning in, right? You can see their body posture and their arm is actually extended like this. That's a tell. If it's an off the bounce speed up, obviously some tells are a little bit more of a backswing, right? And if they're really good players, obviously they're going to disguise it a little bit better, but a bigger backswing, dropping that paddle head, those are some of the tells. And just knowing your opponents. I think knowing your opponents in general, if you've seen them speed up the bounce once or twice, and they're going to do it again.
Yeah.
So
you can usually tell by body language too. I mean, the body starts to kind of move a little bit faster when you're starting to swing a little bit faster. So, I think that's kind of clear in terms of, watching the paddle go back, watching the paddle head drop down. The body language is a little bit quicker. And then, of course, expect the expected.
All right. Okay. So next question we got. Here we go. Another viewer. It's got another one here.
Rudolph.
Really good one.
Red-nosed reindeer. Oh, wrong song.
All right. Here we go. Let's see here. All right. What's your approach to playing with a lefty regarding avoiding confusion as to who takes down the middle shots? I find it usually results in 1 or 2 errors per game. So interesting enough, we had Augie here a couple weeks ago, Caden. Him as a lefty, you as a righty, and whoever you're playing with, Pesa. When you're playing with lefties, how do you avoid that middle confusion? Oh, X.
What? So if you guys have been watching our videos for a little bit, we do talk a lot about kind of angle and whose ball is whose. My biggest thing, and the thing that I just put up with my arms, is that X formation. So kind of knowing whose ball is whose based off of the angle. So let's say I'm playing the left side and my lefty is playing the right side, as a lefty and righty team would be doing.
Let's just say here we got the camera here, okay?
Yeah.
So you're playing the right side.
No, I'm playing the left side.
Okay.
My lefty's playing the right side.
I got it, but let's just say you're a lefty, because for the camera.
Oh,
here,
okay. Yeah,
you're a lefty. I'm a righty.
You're the righty,
and we're right here. The net's right there. So go ahead and.
Well, so based off of this position, if a ball got pushed over to Jordan's left over here, I would have to kind of close middle and shade a little bit towards that middle to cover with my forehand here.
And then I'm gonna obviously shade and get closer to the sideline here.
Bingo. And then if a ball goes to my right over here, I'm going to do the same thing that Jordan just did. I'm going to shade to the right now and close my sideline. And Jordan's going to jump into the middle with his forehand and say, I don't think so.
Sure. And so when we talk about balls coming through the middle, one thing that you all could think about is it really doesn't matter if it's forehand or backhand. The thing that good players do. Now, at lower levels, I understand we hear a lot of just forehand takes the middle, right? But again, that can work in certain situations, right? When we're shading, when we're shifting, following the ball correctly, the middle, or who covers the middle, changes. I think that's something to be said, right?
Absolutely.
Whoever takes the middle changes all the time. It changes dink per dink.
Yep.
So I think what's really important is to really think about where you are in your stance, in your positioning, and where the ball is. And if the ball is more headed towards you, let's say, so Caden and I here, let's say, the ball's out here to my left, it's coming across court. Now I could possibly get in front of him and take that ball. But if I let it bounce, or if it's coming and I got to guard my line, then Caden's going to be right there.
Yeah.
So it's really situational. We're going to do more videos in this in 2024. But really just, I think it really starts with being in the right position.
Yeah. Well, and this is kind of a tall tale for people who do know what shading is, but maybe haven't heard it correctly, and I've corrected a few people on this too, is like, when you're shading, you're not shading with your partner. It's not about, moving when your partner moves. It's just a matter of following the ball, right? And if you're following the ball and your partner's following the ball, that's when you guys are moving together. It's not like, oh, hey, Jordan's moving to the left, I'm going to move to the left. If that ball's moving to the left, we both should be moving to the left.
Yeah, so quick tip for those of you, just follow the ball. Follow the ball. Next question here. Let's go, Caden. Third question up for grabs here. We got, here we go.
Let's go to the... Oh, again, the wrong song.
When is the best time to lob? Location to hit a lob? Lobbing the shorter person. So just in general, this person's question is, when is a good time to lob? Is there a necessity, or is maybe a lob shot something that people should be practicing? Caden, thoughts, or you want me to take this one, buddy?
I can start it off. Personally, the only time I really lob is if all 4 players are at the kitchen line. That's kind of the safest option. It's an offensive lob instead of a defensive lob. I would say over the last couple of years, you have seen maybe a few people just kind of throw up a few third shot lobs. And although, it works well for maybe some of the pros, at the lower level, it doesn't really allow you to progress up to the kitchen line. It's just kind of hoping that they miss the overhead or do something dumb with it. So personally, I would always say if all 4 players are at the kitchen line, it is acceptable for you to lob. And typically where I'm aiming my lob is the person either in front of me, kind of in the middle of their court. I never really want to put it on the sideline. If it's somewhere in the middle of my court, I'll put it back in the middle of their court to kind of have them be a little bit more confused.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So when it comes to lobs for me, it is you're right. I classify it into, I guess, there's really two, an offensive and more of a defensive lob. But the first one, just like Caden mentioned, it is going to be offensive lob from the non-volley zone when 4 players are usually up, leaning in. And we're seeing, and actually coming into 2024, my prediction is that's one of the shots that's I think going to be utilized a little bit more. Now, I don't say a ton more, even at the pro level. But I think it is going to be utilized a little bit more. We've seen very huge success, obviously, with Callan Dawson, and there's even other people. I mean, I'm seeing even Annalie Waters. There's people that are and players that are lobbing more.
100%.
Then there is a third shot lob, what Caden talked about. I think it's something I'm going to be experimenting with a little bit. I think it's not bad to throw in now and then. It can be really tricky, and you'll get some foot faults off the line, with just because everyone thinks that you're going to drive or drop. The last lob that I'm going to bring up is the defensive lob. There are many times that you may get pulled way off the court, especially if you don't have the mobility, or maybe you think your partner can't get to the ball and cover you. As a defensive tactic, kind of the last option, but there are very strategic times to use a defensive lob just to get yourself another ball, just to live another point.
See another ball.
Yeah. So there's that. And anything you want to say about anything of that? No, Caden?
I personally don't love defensive lobs. That's just me. But I do agree with Jordan where, if you are in a bad position on the court, it doesn't hurt to kind of throw up a defensive lob just to kind of get yourself back on the court and in position. But I'm not a big defensive lobber guy.
Well, and when you get your feet, and here's the thing, when you can, so Caden, you have good touch, you have good feel, and when you're defending, you're quick enough to maybe possibly, and you have the skills to drop that ball back in the non-volley zone to get you back. Now, one of the things that I would say is there are times where you may be pulled way off the court, or let's say you don't have the skills to precisely drop the ball back or something like that. Giving yourself some time, hey, I have nothing wrong with that,
Fair enough. If you don't have the skills to get that first ball, though, I don't know how well it will go if you put a defensive lob up there.
Yeah.
to get yourself back in the point. But,
Well, if it's deep enough, it might be all right.
You never know.
You'll be all right.
Anything can happen.
You'll be all right. All right, here we go. Next question here. Question number 4 from the viewers here. We got this specific question.
Dude, I love this song.
Let's see here. Dear Jordan, I am drilling with a wonderful group of like-minded people, but sometimes I wonder if I am not pressured by their level while drilling. How can I keep improving? So it sounds kind of like to me somebody has a drill group, but maybe the players that they're playing all the time are not at their level.
Yeah, it kind of just sounds like, the people that she's drilling with that are kind of just a little bit behind her in skill level.
Sure.
Or him or whoever it is.
Sure, Caden. So I'm gonna, I have some thoughts on this, but
you go first. I mean, she addressed you. I
right.
I feel a little unincluded here.
All right.
So
right.
whoever asked this question.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, Caden. I'll get you a question. So
maybe hold on. I'm gonna sit back and just relax a little bit while you answer this.
All right. So maybe maybe Caden will get a question in a bit, but either way, I drill with. Obviously, I have the luxury of drilling with some pros around. Caden's around, Augie. I got Pesa, I got some people around here, but I do drill at times. Sometimes I just want to get out there and keep refining my skills. I do drill with lower level players, a little bit under me, and that's definitely okay. They can obviously offer me a lot of reps, and I can also help them out at the same time. So, So what I would recommend is doing the drills that you know and you're comfortable with. And a lot of times lower level players really appreciate that. They appreciate you kind of drilling with them. They want to get the reps in too. But I would also say, depending on the skill of yourself, you can actually make drills more challenging. And make it more challenging, make it more difficult. So a lot of drills that we do, Caden, are, a good amount of drills in transition. So we do a lot of drills where we set the ball a little higher and we're more on the defense. And
no matter who you play against, I mean, a transition drill will always benefit you in a lot of different ways. And I think you kind of said it perfectly. Is like, whether you're playing against someone better than you or worse than you, you can always take that time to work on a few shots that maybe you want to perfect and just say, okay, well, hey, like, I know this person's not going to scare me off the court, so I'm going to really work on just like taking pace off the ball and slowing things down and playing the soft game. So you are just saying, okay, well, hey, I know I can beat this guy regularly. I'm going to try and beat this guy only by playing one dimension of the game. And then you can play at a different dimension of the game, and et cetera, et cetera. Now, I'm not going to answer anymore because this wasn't my question. So,
all right. Next question.
I'm not petty about it.
All right. Next question. We're hopping in. This one says,
I swear to God, if it starts with Jordan again.
Hey, for the viewers out there. This one says, Caden.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Caden.
Yes.
What skills are most important to reach 4-5 plus? Strength, consistency, attacks, poaching, misdirection, or other things? This is a really good question. I know we do a lot of, intermediate level stuff. We're going to be doing a lot more higher level stuff as well next year. With our content, Caden. But obviously we got to hit the masses. We're hitting everybody.
Why don't we let's just go back and forth. You say one, I say one.
Well, okay. So we're going to go 2 and 2.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. So there's 2 things. Now, if you say something, I might have to change mine. But there's a few things that I think that are super, super necessary. We're talking about how do we get to 4-5 plus level. One of the things, we're going to talk categories here, is attacking.
Yeah.
Okay. Attacking and offense. Mm-hmm. If you are a player that is even 3-5, 3-7-5, 4-0, and you want to improve as a player, there's a lot of things, and we're going to talk about it in a bit, that you need to improve. But one of them is going to be your offense. So when we talk about attacking, I classify. That just shut off. Okay. I classify off the bounce speed ups, attacks from the non-volley zone, like swinging volleys, and then working on some fourth shot attacks. And then the biggest key thing, and I think we talked about this in another podcast, Caden, but is going to be learning how to attack more with your backhand.
Cool.
As well.
Yeah.
Caden, go ahead. Anything from you, buddy? So 4-5 plus skill categories.
4-5 plus skill categories. I'm going to start it off with point construction.
Ooh.
Just kind of...
What are you, Bob the Builder or something?
Call me Popeye the Sailor Man, bro. Need me my spinach. Hold on. Spinach.
Boba?
Spinach.
All right. So you said, point construction.
Point construction, yeah. Just kind of having an idea of how to set up a point and working a point, instead of just kind of having the mindset of just getting the ball back over the net and allowing your opponents to make the mistake for you. I think the worst thing I've ever heard being taught in a lesson one time, there was a lady teaching another lady, and She was just like, yeah, all you got to do is just get the ball over the net. Your opponents will make the mistakes for you. And I was like, oh my God. Teach me how to be a beginner for the rest of my life, why don't you?
Hey,
so
might have been a beginner class, man.
I get that, but even at a beginner class, I'm not telling you to just get the ball over the net. Like, sheesh, But regardless, at that 4 or 5 plus level, you do need to be able to construct a point and put a ball with placement and purpose for a reason. And I think that's one thing that pros do really well. I think 5-0 players do well and just kind of fall out of it sometimes. But at that 4 or 5 level, being able to learn how to construct a point and find patterns that you like to set yourself up is really important.
Yeah. All right. So point construction. Yeah, that's huge. Obviously in our 2-day intensives, we talk a lot about that. At the higher levels, everyone has strengths and weaknesses. Everyone can hit quality shots. But like you said, Caden, constructing the point and learning the little nuances of like what you're looking for, how to construct it, super important. So
yeah,
that's that. All right.
Do you want me to say another one or no? We good?
Yeah, we'll move on from there. Really good there.
I like it.
There are more. Everybody of categories to eclipse and get to that 4 or 5 beyond. But you're gonna have to watch our videos. All right.
Damn
2024. Straight. All right, here we go.
2024.
Here we go from Brian from Temecula, California. Shout out to Temecula,
California.
All right. Shout out to the crew there. I know a couple people from Temecula, I think.
Do you really?
Isn't Ryan Treffley from there?
Treffley?
Treffley. I thought he was. Never mind. Wasn't he from that area? Okay. Anyways.
I don't think so.
Here we go. With what seems like an increase in the use of a third shot drive at the pro level, why isn't a fourth shot block used more frequently in the pros? And then it says, I'm talking about a block that absorbs the full punch of the drive and drops short into the non-volley zone. Seems like the driving team would either sprint up to the non-volley zone line or have a really difficult time to get it. Brian from Temecula. Brian, I mean, valid question.
That is a great. That's a genuinely good question.
Valid question.
It is.
So we have a lot of tennis players coming in the game, Caden. Obviously, a lot of them with great drives.
Mm-hmm.
I'm continuing to work on my drives myself. I know.
We all should.
As we all should. But basically, why don't we see at the pro levels? They just do a little drop volley right into the non-volley zone. I'd be interested to hear your take on this.
Yeah, well, it's important to note that a pickleball court and a tennis court is not the same size. So if they're back at the baseline hitting a drive, they have a lot less court to cover than a tennis court would be. So to absorb that ball into the kitchen is kind of just easy passage to give them rights to the kitchen line. Now, obviously, if we hit like the most perfect drop into the kitchen that barely goes over the net, sure, it works every now and then, but for the most part, I mean, pros are fast enough to get there, and typically, if someone is driving, it is a harder ball to kind of just absorb and drop into the kitchen. So in terms of high percentage, dropping that ball is not super high percentage for us. It's actually easier for us to punch it back. 2, the punch does kind of make the people who drive start to kind of question things, because if I can punch their pace, punch their ball that already has pace with more pace, typically they are kind of like, oh, shoot, okay, well, maybe I should try something different. And 3, like I just brought up, easy passage. You don't want to give them, an easy ball up to the kitchen line. You want to make them work towards the kitchen line, not just say, oh, hey, look, I'm there.
That's right. That's right. Great answers, Kaden. Great answers. So Brian, thank you for asking this question. I think there's a place for that. I think there's a place for drop volleys at times. Couple things to think about. Obviously, at the pro levels, right? We're talking about pro, the amazing men's athletes and women's athletes. They're very quick. They're very quick. That's what I would say. Number one, at lower levels or at older demographics, right? They separate it into different age groups in tournaments nowadays. I think the drop volley, there's a great place for that. It could work in the pros, but like Caden was saying there, it's actually a harder shot than punching it back. So it's more difficult, and so it's a high risk, high reward to me.
Agreed.
So you can hit it. If you hit it really close to that net, you have them running in, then you can put away the next shot. But the higher percentage shot is to block it back at the feet or actually counter it back. Yeah. So that's the answer there. And work on those drop volleys though. I think that they could be,
I still use them every now and then.
Yeah, they could be effective. One of the times that I would use that is so actually not on from someone's third shot drive, like they're scrambling.
Mm-hmm.
You get kind of in the scramble point where they're just boom, they're running. You hit overhead over here. Now they're now they're like coming more off the line. So if your opponent is 4 feet plus behind the baseline,
perfect time.
That may be a good time. And then they're back on their heels. So. Yeah. Nothing wrong with a little drop volley action.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. Anything else, Gannon? Thanks everybody. Thanks for the questions.
These are great questions.
Thank you. We really appreciate that. We'll leave a link below if you want to ask more questions for the next pod. But we just want to say thank you to everybody again from the bottom of our hearts. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy holidays.
Kwanzaa. Happy holidays.
Yeah.
So many of them.
We're super grateful for every one of you who watch this channel. We couldn't really do this without you. I mean, how cool is it that we get to just talk about pickleball, teach pickleball, play pickleball, man? I mean,
pretty lucky.
We're living the dream, for crying out loud.
Eat, sleep, dream, talk, poop, pickleball.
Yeah. I don't know about the last one, but thank you, everybody.
We couldn't do this without you guys. Genuinely.
We're waiting for the music, everybody. Okay.
There it is.
All right. Thank you, everybody, again. Caden, any last words to the viewers? Because we're not going to see them till next year, man.
I'm not going to see you guys till next year. It's going to be kind of long, but you know what? It's going to be worth it. I appreciate all you guys. I know this guy appreciates all of you guys. And we will see all of you guys in 2024.
2024. Let's go.